members of the opposition, members of parliament. I greet none of you in this capacity. I only greet you in one capacity. And our Madam Chancellor is here too. And that capacity I greet all of us in, including myself, is our capacity as a member of the family of humanity. And if we start by understanding that first and foremost, we are all members of a singular family, and that is the family of humanity, then we'll be able to understand that our purpose is the upliftment of this singular family. And in doing so, you know, it was Sunday morning, waking up in the morning for some prayers, something struck me, that this is an opportunity for Guyana, where the three major faiths are in a period of fasting. And I'm not going to pronounce on what the period of fasting means or requires. But all I'm going to say with the humblest of heart is that this period, for it to be meaningful, today I had the opportunity of listening to Sheikh Abdul Alim. For it to be meaningful requires a lot more than physical. And then I took the time to go through the foundation of various religious teachings surrounding the issue of fasting. And I realized that for us to establish the foundation of principles that the one Guyana must stand on, the church, the mosque, the temples, and the religious bodies must be an integral part on that foundation. Because fundamentally, the principles that govern a society that is just are the principles that govern religious undertaking. And if we are to share the true nature of the scriptures we are to teach, then I have no hesitation or no worry in my heart that fundamentally the right thing will be taught, the right principles will be taught, the right elements of life will be taught. I was on an interview with an international agency a few months ago, and the interviewer asked me, are you a conservative, moderate, or extremist? And I said, what is it you're asking me? He said, no, you're a Muslim. Are you a conservative, a moderate, or an extremist? I said, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but the Islam I know has no place for none of the three. What I know is fundamentally you must not hate, you must love, you must treat everyone with respect. There is nothing like terrorism. There is no support for any act like terrorism. There is nothing like hate. So if you're considering that those are component of some extreme form, then it is not part of what I believe in. And fundamentally, it is not part of Islam. And the same for every single religion. And that is the point of us coming together. If all of us can get those under our charge to understand fundamentally the principles and the values that we must stand for, based on religious underpinning I am convinced our society will be better, our country will be better, and we will achieve the one Guyana. Because under no banner of religious belief can you hate. Under no banner can you discriminate. Under no banner can you not be tolerant to each other. So in this spirit of fasting, we must take some time to reflect. Reflect on our own sense of purpose. Reflect on our own, do our own self-evaluation. Do some introspection. And don't be afraid to call yourself out in areas that you're weak, in areas that you should change, and areas that you should strengthen. And in that reflection, we must also renew, and Minister Oney spoke about this. We must renew our self-worth, our dignity. We must renew our own self within to be better in areas that we are weak. To seek counsel in areas that we need support. And when we do that, we can better reposition ourselves to serve humanity, to serve people, to be a servant and serve people with humility and dignity. I see myself as the chief servant of Guyana. That is who I am, the chief servant of this country. And I reflect and I ask Guyanese every single day. You pick up the news, you hear about Guyana becoming this rich nation. Let us never, ever, ever forget our roots. We are known for our humility and hospitality, and we must never give this up for nothing. We must never give this up. I am convinced that if our religious institutions ensure that the value system through which they operate uphold always the rule of law, uphold democratic principles, uphold equality, uphold tolerance, uphold peace, uphold patience and compassion, and that we do not waver on these values, but we ensure that these values are fundamental to the foundation of what we share in our congregation, of what we share with the people under our charge. Then our country will be stronger. Our institutions will be stronger. We can be trusted. And the only way we can be trusted and be part of a trusting system is if this foundation is strongly knitted to the principles that guide us in our religious context. If you look at the Ramayana, the Quran, the Bible, there are 6 life lessons or 6 elements of life that is spoken about in all the texts. Truth, unity, relationship, and not only relationship with God or relationship in a spiritual way, relationship among the fellow human beings. When the Bible said, love thy neighbors, you love thyself, it did not say, love your white neighbor, your black neighbor, your Indo neighbor, your Portuguese neighbor, your rich neighbor, or your poor neighbor. Love thy neighbor, whoever your neighbor is. There is no other choice. There is no qualification to the neighbor. So, there is no space for division based on race, based on ethnicity. Every single text speaks to the issue of equality. Speak to the issue of forgiveness. Speak to the issue of forgiveness. But there is an issue that is spoken about that is called good company. Associate yourself with good company. Good company doesn't mean separating bad persons from yourself. It means ensuring that you bring everyone on a common platform, that we can all be part of good company in humanity. That is what it means. And for those who believe, because I don't think, and from my own little reading, from the Islamic perspective too, do not even attempt to judge one another. That is not your role, that is not your responsibility. That is to a superior being. Your responsibility ends at advising and teaching. Advising and teaching, trying to put the truth, trying to ensure people embrace these principles. Do not then attempt to be the judge of anyone. That will be crossing the boundaries, in my own humble opinion. In the Quran, for example, too, and all the other books, the Bible, the Ramayana, speak about defense for what is right. And that defense is not physical in nature. Defense by your tongue, speaking out against injustice, speaking out against what is wrong. It does not require taking up weapons. Fundamentally, it is changing in your heart. It is letting your heart direct you to what is right. These are the elements outside of the political and the social and economic aspect of the One Diana that I want us to embrace. And this period of fasting gives us that opportunity to seek each other out, to engage, to pull each other up, to pray for each other, to support each other. I only ask for all of us, including myself, to strive to be better than we are today. Better in service to humanity. Let us all work to be more beneficial citizens, more beneficial humans. And you don't need to be rich to be beneficial. You don't need to be a rich man to give charity. You can give charity with your time, with your patience, with your listening ear, with helping others. Charity is not only a concept of money. Charity is far more important than physical money. Most times people think charity is about money. It's about sharing from your own system, your own value. We have to become more charitable. We must spend more time considering the feelings of others if we are to be more beneficial to each other. At the end of it, we must all try to be better humans. With these few words, I thank all of you, all of Guyana, for your support to this initiative. It is not my initiative. It is my hope that today reawaken and reopen a new desire among all of us to see a country that is happier, a country that is more united, a country with greater respect for each other, and a country in which fundamental elements of the foundation and fabric that would guide us as a society and a country must give birth to the way in which we operate. That is all I ask. I thank you God bless all of you. And I thank you sincerely for your time.